Okay, I'm sitting here with the legendary coach Bill Rose here at Mission Viejo Matadors Training Facility. Coach Rose was the 2008 U.S. Olympic team coach and longtime Matador coach out here in Mission Viejo, California. Coach, thank you for taking some time with us today.
You're welcome.
Coach, I wanted to talk to you about our foundation, about Fran Crippen, and about what really worked the dream our slogan means to you. Fran was very passionate athlete. Always everybody says he's the hardest worker. And we jumped on that with our Work the Dream grant and our slogan. We want to talk, when you were coaching Fran, can you tell us what it was like to cultivate his passion, to work with somebody who has passion like that?
Well, you and I talked a little earlier, but I will tell you what I told you then, and it is a situation where Fran was effectively a very, very unique young man, and I think unique in the fact that I don't think I've ever experienced anyone with the kind of passion that he was able to put upon himself. But the most important thing I think with him was that when he showed his passion, it wasn't so much his passion, it kind of transferred to anybody that saw him or talked to him or was part of him. He was able to transmit his passion to other people. And he was, we've said it before, an unbelievably hard worker. That's one way he showed it. He was unbelievably interested in other people and how they felt about things, and that was another way that he was able to show his passion. There were a myriad of ways that he could express himself, whether it be physically, mentally, or just by looking at people. He was just that kind of a guy. And to say, how do I find other people like that? It's almost impossible. I mean, he was unique. But at the same time, he had the qualities that he had. I think that we need to notice whether it was part of what he had or all of what he had. But it's something that we call an X factor in coaching. And what is that X factor, and how do you bottle it? It's a very, very difficult thing to do. But what we want to do in coaching is to see if we can recognize it in its early stages, if you will, and cultivate it from that. And again, not everyone has it, and it's not that you can automatically give everyone that title and give them that position that they've got. So I'm saying that with Fran, there's only one Fran, and there will only be one Fran. But at the same time, his legacy is that it has given me a chance, even after all of these years, to step forward and learn from him along the way, and try to continue to pass it on to other people.
I want to talk a little bit about that X factor that you were talking about. While he was here, he was a age group coach, and being here today at Swim Meet of Champions, you can walk around and still see some of his swimmers are still competing here, and they still revere him, still remember who he is. We saw that nice tribute yesterday evening that they were able to do. What's it like seeing? I mean, now we're talking some time after he coached here. How is it like seeing that X factor kind of live on in some of the age group kids?
That's the uniqueness that I was talking about, is that he has that ability to carry people on to further things, and in the short time that he was able to coach the little ones and so on, he's the Pied Piper. the picture that you see out there, him standing above and almost looking at his flock type of thing. That's the way he was. But the interesting part was he was that way with 8-year-olds, but he was also that way with 25-year-olds. I mean, you go out with him, and believe me, he shined, and everybody shined around him. But he was the guiding light, if you will, and whether it was just having a good time, and boy, did he know how to have a good time. But in his opinions and so on, there were a lot of times where he and I did not have the same opinion, and it was almost fun disagreeing with him, because he would really stand up for what he believed in, etc., and he would battle with me back and forth, but we would always come through with that stinking smile of his. He'd win out. So yeah, he's quite a guy.
He did definitely have that smile. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about shifting back a little bit to the work, the dream. We want to talk about Ashley Twichell. She's come out here. She's been working for you with this year leading up to Olympic trials, both in the pool and open water. Can you tell me a little bit about the passion that you see in her? How is she working the dream?
She's also another unique individual, but in almost, and I don't want to see the opposite way, because she's very pleasant, etc. But she certainly doesn't go out there and sell herself in any manner. She is just give me the work and allow me to do it to the best of my ability. I will say one thing from a physical standpoint, and mentally, but for the most part, I usually can break people down. And to this day, and it's been over a year now, to this day I have not been able to break her down. She will take anything I give her and just do it. And that, I think, in and of itself is unique, but at the same time, she does it in a very quiet, accepting, and certainly a manner of which she isn't overbearing in any particular way at all. She just kind of smiles and does her thing. So she has been an unbelievable pleasure to have, and a perfect choice, by the way, because she decided that this is what I want to do. I want to go as far as I possibly can, and I will not let anything get in my way, and she will not let anything get in her way. Win, lose, or draw, she will just continue to plow forward.
That's very apropos. That reminds me of some of the other people that I'm very close with. That sounds much like Maddie Crippen and Claire Crippen and Teresa Crippen. That's right up that alley of we can take it, and So is she designing any of her workouts at this point, or are you pretty much just you still giving her everything that she's supposed to do?
Actually, she's in that stage because she's pretty a neophyte, if you will, in swimming. Here she is 22, almost 23 years of age now, and literally she's like an age grouper as far as making any decisions along the way. She doesn't want to make the decision. She says, "Hey, just tell me what to do, help me to achieve, and here's what I want to be the very best. So do whatever it is that will make me the very best." So she really is like coming out of an age group program, and she's a college graduate. So, and I'm saying that in a very good way. She's hungry, very, very hungry, and so is a sponge as far as just accepting anything that's given her, and that's refreshing as a coach. It's almost too easy for me, but I'll make it hard one way or another.
That's great. That's great. We're hoping the swimming world sees how hungry she is this coming week. This week she's headed to Fort Myers to swim in open water nationals. 10K. This will be her 6th or 7th open water race, I think. What have you been doing to prep her for that, Coach?
I think more than anything else, this is in her training, giving her things that will make her think and me think that indeed she is as ready as any other competitor out there, and that she is as fit and is as confident as any other swimmer out there. And we're working on both those aspects, and I think she's as ready as she's going to be right now to do that kind of a job. So win, lose, or draw, I know she'll be out there and she'll give 100%, and she definitely has a shot.
That's great. That's great. We definitely hope she does it as well. Shifting over to back in the pool with her, what are her events going to be come Omaha?
She's going to swim the 800 and the 400, and she came here. I said age grouper. I was surprised that when she came here, her best time in the 800 was like 8:52. And that did not make the standard for the Olympic trials. And I said no. And I had never really been with her before, so I was hoping that maybe we could do that by the end of the summer, because 8:50 was the cut. And by the end of the summer, that was 3 months, she went 8:35 and made the Pan Am team. So, I mean, she just has gone, leaps and bounds in everything that she's done. And so, how will she do in Omaha in the 800? I'm banking that she's got a shot certainly at the top 8, and you never know what happens from there.
Sure, absolutely. How did you spot that? I mean, how did Ashley end up out here?
That's a good question, actually. I think she went to Duke, and we had another swimmer at Duke that was a good friend of hers, indeed, I got a call one day saying, and it was a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, we got a girl out here, that someday might be a great Matador type thing. She really works hard and really a nice girl, et cetera, and, and it really kind of went out in one ear and out the other, and so she kept every once in a while saying, she really is good. And so I said, that's great. If she ever really wants to come out, do it, that's fine. But so many college kids, say that about their friends, etc. But when it really gets down to it, and especially the Matador program, when they get down having to make a decision and come out here and do what we do, that, it just flies out the window. But I ultimately got a call from her coach at Duke saying that she was going to be making a decision of coming out west or going and what program to go to and so on. And I respected her coach at Duke, but I also said, I needed, if she were to come out here, it would be for the right reasons, and certainly not to come out to the west and enjoy California, etc. It would be coming out here to, certainly be the best she could be and to make those kinds of decisions. And her friend's name was Megan Dwyer, and Megan went through our program since she was 6 years old, so I kept asking her, are you sure this girl knows what she's getting into, etc. And so ultimately I talked to Ashley on the phone, and Ashley, as you may know, is kind of understated at all times, and so I'm trying to half sell the program, but half scare her from coming, saying, this is nothing like you're going to see in college. It's nothing like you're going to see any other place, and you're going to come here, and you may want to come to California, but that's not what you're going to see. You're going to see the pool 6 hours a day, and so on. And I couldn't scare her away, because normally I can, and so that was impressive for one thing. And so when she came, it was an interesting time too, because she came right when we were at the height of our training, and we were going into a 100,000 meter week, the second week that she was here. And she just sucked it up and did the job, and I knew after a week saying, hey, this girl's not, and never complained, and just went right at it. So within a week, I knew that she was going to be here for good.
You saw the spark, you saw the good fit.
Yeah.
Well, we absolutely here at Fran Crippen Elevation Foundation are hoping the best for her. Coach, I know you got a meet going on right now, so I won't take any more of your time, but thank you very much, and we're looking forward to seeing Ashley make a splash over this coming spring and summer.
Me too. You can be sure of that. Thanks.